Hi, Carol. As somebody who is dialed into small business funding and venture capital and angel investment, you hear a lot about women founders having difficulty with access to capital. Can you share your point of view on this and why this is the case?
Absolutely. So there are a lot of reasons, and some people aren't going to like to hear this, but that's what I do. I put out into the universe the things that are real that people don't want to hear. So the first issue is the type of businesses that women tend to gravitate towards. They tend to gravitate towards businesses that are not fundable businesses, or at least businesses that are fundable without a lot of proof of concepts. They're not funding, again, or starting by and large, healthcare companies and the high-tech companies and nanotech and like, not to say that there aren't any, just saying on average, there are fewer women who are doing those things. And there are a lot of women who are starting businesses like consumer products businesses or retail-oriented businesses.
Right.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You need to be engaged in solving a problem. And if that's where your passion and experience and connections lie, that's what you should be doing. It makes no sense for somebody who's interested in consumer products to be starting a nanotech business. You're just not going to be successful.
Right.
But the reality is that in terms of the scope of those businesses and what it takes to get them to a sort of saleable point and be big enough to attract venture capital in general, they just don't do that. For a retail business or consumer products business, you have to be much further along to get venture capital interested than you do with a tech company where you could go, here's my business plan or whatever, and they're ready to fund it. So part of that is just self-selection. The other piece of it is that women tend to be more risk averse than men. Okay. Maybe part of the reason they choose those businesses, maybe not. But the reality is if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you're taking on a lot of risk and you're really shooting for the moon. And again, this is in a venture capital sense. It doesn't mean you can't be successful on your own terms, but if you're looking for that unicorn business, that $1 billion market cap business, you got to be taking on a lot of risk and you have to be navigating that. And when you're a venture capitalist, you're always betting on the jockey, not the horse, which means you're betting on the entrepreneur, not the idea. Right. And so if you have somebody in front of you that doesn't seem like the type of person who's going to take on enough risk or maybe navigate through uncertain territories as well, you're just not going to put as much money into that person. And it's just the way that women approach things. And there are places where it ends up working out better for women. Like if you look at the performance of women's portfolios, because they do take the long view and they do happen to manage risk and everything's about risk-adjusted returns versus total returns, they're doing very well on that segment of finance. But when you look at venture capital, it's really more about total returns than it is about risk-adjusted returns. And so women aren't as well suited. So there are some very clear reasons why women don't do as well in those categories. And, it's just the way women are made. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. That's just how it is. And you got your answer.
And so it is. Thanks,
So
Carol.